Hello and welcome to an album a day, day number 128. Going through my vinyl collection, an album or so at a time. We're going back to 1969 for this one. My copy is in 1977, but the album came out in 1969. What an amazing time in music. Such a transition from that, the Motown and pop sound going into what would go on to become really heavy metal. And this album here is from one of the bands that helped create that. I'm talking, of course, about the first release from Led Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin 1. This one, it's such a great album, and it really set an amazing tone for what the band would be. Didn't really seem to need much time to identify their sound. Don't know how much they were in development before this album came out. They could have been playing together for years, I don't know. But considering that this music is pretty new for the time, I'm going to guess that that's not the case. But this is on Atlantic. This reissue here, vinyl is in excellent condition considering it's from 1977. Got some really nice clicks and pops on it, but it plays beautifully, no skips or anything. So this is the cover. The band, obviously Led Zeppelin. Zeppelin was this, sort of air-inflated flying machine. Didn't really last too long once they started catching on fire. But, and I remember watching the Hindenburg movie as a kid and just being like so struck by how tragic that is and how horrible that must have been for people. Even as a kid, I was kind of an empath. But anyway, on the back, we got a picture of the band being introduced to these people for the first time, getting a sense of who they are. Overall, the album is in pretty good shape, or the jacket is in pretty good shape here. A little bit of wear on it, little really minor marks from the record. What you have here is more of like, it looks like a tiny little bit of water damage on the side here and just in the upper back corner. But overall, it's in really good shape considering. Let's see what we have here. Just a generic sleeve, so nothing too exciting there. But the music, guys, as always, I say the most important thing on an album is the music. We opened up with Good Times, Bad Times. Now, you'd never heard Led Zeppelin. This is your first chance to sit down with them. You're at a buddy's house. They're like, hey, you got to check out this new band. You listen to Good Times, Bad Times. You're like, all right, I think I'm going to like these guys. It's got such a good feel to it. They're not starting off with like super heavy, hard-hitting rock and roll. They're really, I've never really considered Zeppelin overall to be that heavy of a band. They had some heavy songs, absolutely. Over the Hills and Far Away, Stairway to Heaven, all those songs. But so many of them, like their sound overall just kind of had like this acoustic guitar, a little bit of a mellow sound to it, a little bit of grit, but I always felt that they were more, I don't want to say pop because that's not it, but I would say rock more than the heavy metal credits that they get, just because some of their more famous songs happen to be really heavy. But so Good Times, Bad Times is great because it really kind of identifies who they are. Love the sort of mellow overtone, kind of like Deep Purple's Machine Head. It's a heavy album, but it's got some good distortion and stuff on it. Big drum sound, but there's just this like sheen over it that just has this like mellow overtone that I really like. Then we go to Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. Great song. You Shook Me. I always have to pause for a second and remember which song it is because I always think of the AC/DC song, and I'm not a fan of AC/DC, but I do like this song. So I always have that pause for a minute trying to recall what the song is. And then we end side A with Dazed and Confused. Killer, real patient, really dramatic song. Great song to play live because you can really drag that out and do all kinds of adventurous things with it. Then we flip to side B and we start with Your Time Is Gonna Come. And I find that interesting, and I'll get back to that. But then we go to Black Mountain Side, great track. Communication Breakdown, love that song. I think vocally probably my favorite from Robert Plant on this one. Then we go to I Can't Quit You Baby, another killer track. And we end with How Many More Times. I really like that song. It's just got such a great kind of bouncy riff to it, right? Good tempo, perfect. But I think they should have switched Your Time Is Gonna Come and How Many More Times. I think How Many More Times would have been a better opener for side 2, and I think Your Time Is Gonna Come would have been a better closer because it's just got that, kind of camaraderie feel to it, the kumbaya, everybody just kind of holding hands and swinging together and singing this song in a big chorus. And I think that would more likely make me want to go back and put side A on. If I listen to How Many More Times, I like the song, I enjoy it, but when it ends, I'm like, all right, I feel satisfied and complete. I don't need more. So I think Your Time Is Gonna Come would have made me want to listen to the album again, whereas How Many More Times makes me just like satisfied and good. So I always say that an album closer should make me want more. So that's why I think that they might have been better served with those being flipped. Obviously, the album was a huge success, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I think I might have ordered it a little bit differently if it was just me. Either way, great album from start to finish. I like that the cover is not too detailed. It kind of says, the band's called Led Zeppelin. I mean, here they're showing the Hindenburg disaster, so not sure what was behind all that. And I remember seeing that actual footage and just how haunting it was. I think there's something extra to it, that it was in black and white, and there's something about the frame rate and the graininess of it and all that. But yeah, this is such a killer album. Not my favorite Led Zeppelin album, but I've got all the studio albums, so we'll be getting to those as we go through. And I think I already did Led Zeppelin 3, but we'll be getting to all those as we go through the different ones. And I know I did Physical Graffiti. But yeah, this is definitely an excellent album, no doubt about that. I would say 3 is one of my favorites. Probably Led Zeppelin 2 also, but they're all really good. I mean, you can't deny they're all really good albums if you're into this kind of music. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow for the next one. If you have a chance, check out the Haskincast podcast, Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast. And if you're really curious, go to my website. I've got a ton of stuff there. I've got videos, I've got songs, I've got books, all kinds of stuff to check out. That's at scotthaskin.com. See you guys tomorrow. Cheers.